So next up, we're going to be watching Casual Geographic's The Insane Plot Armor of Cats. As someone who has two little kitties who like to chew on wires that contain more watts than is safe to even be near, I would like to find out how they have plot armor, because mine are definitely trying to lose those lives, man. Let's see how this goes.
Oh my God! What in the... Mama, come get out!
The cat's just boxing them.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
Poor
Lord,
kitty.
grab the girl hand. Oh Lord! You okay?
Oh God, the cat just went for the head.
Broken. A term used to describe a character so overpowered that they make the game stop functioning as intended and exploit the game's balance in their favor. Well, if cats aren't the most broken animals on the planet, God must have discontinued first place. I talk a lot about animals that got shafted by evolution. In fact, my most popular video today was about 10 of them. Well, if I ever
Was that an animal with a tusk that came around and broke its own skull? Oh God.
do a video on nature's favorites, cats would surely be at the very top. Cats are arguably the most successful predators we've ever seen. With so many overpowered abilities, you'd swear it was plot armor.
Serval?
I don't even want to make this intro too long, so here's 10 superpowers your cat has that you may or may not have known.
Kitty fighting.
And number 1,
I've seen them do that.
0 fall damage.
What?
You've probably heard that cats always land on their feet, but
Oh
the
my
real flex
God.
is being able to fall from heights that would have any human furnishing a coffin. A
They're just walking away.
1987 study showed that out of 132 cats that were brought to an emergency vet in New York City after falling out of a high-rise, 90% lived and less than 40% required life-saving treatment. It gets even wilder when you realize that cats actually have a better chance of getting airdrop from a building and walking it off the higher the drop was. And it's all because cats understand physics.
Everything we just watched hurts. That was a very far fall and then just walked away. Okay. I'm just looking at my girls over here, like the little kitties I have, and it's like, I would not trust them to do that.
You see, when you're in free fall, you accelerate
And according to Voidno, this one is out of date. Huh, maybe I'll have to watch the updated one then.
towards the ground until you reach terminal velocity, where you literally can't fall any faster. When cats reach TV, they splay their legs and kind of just parachute the rest of the way down. And instead of landing on their feet, they break their fall with their chest and abdomen. Obviously, they don't
That is actually a raccoon? Oh yeah, because cats actually are a lot more flexible in things.
completely tank the hit, but thanks to their relatively large surface area to weight ratio, they maximize the points of contact that smack the ground and therefore minimize the damage. And since cats apparently have lifelong beef with gravity, cats that reach terminal velocity instinctively know not to tense up, but instead relax and basically turn themselves into a kite on the way down. The thing is, if they don't have time to reach terminal velocity, they end up getting hurt way worse. So like, in a weird twist, cats that fall from 2 to 7 stories actually end up more down bad than the ones that touch Earth from 10 stories up.
Oh. So in other words, at a certain level, the height damage caps out and they're going to be fine. That's kind of fucked up, honestly.
In fact, cats have about a 95% chance of falling from 10 stories and living. Meanwhile, the average human has a 95% chance of getting outlined with chalk. Oh, and no.
I mean, honestly, falling from the height of a bit of chalk is usually enough to kill someone, so yeah.
I don't think the cutoff's 10 stories either. One cat named Sabrina took a 32-story express trip to the ground and walked away with only a punctured lung and a chipped tooth. I
mean, on the one hand, puncture looks pretty bad. On the other paw, god damn. I mean, we already saw the one video of a cat walking away from that, but dear God, man. Also part of it being that if you take it with your chest, you're still going to die.
Not to mention she was released and sent home 2 days later. Being impervious to fall damage is how snow leopards can not only make a living in the Himalayas, but can legit fall clear off a cliff, and the only injury they take is to their pride.
On the one hand, as a leopard, it would eat me. On the other hand, you ever see something and you're sitting there going, nope, I'm doing that right now. That is very much a nope for me. I think this is one of those videos where the more I watch it, the more I'm going to get freaked out.
Speaking of plot armor, did you know cats are actually built to predict the weather?
What?
You see, cat hair attracts static electricity, so they can pick up on the buildup of electrical charge that often comes before a really bad storm.
Oh!
And the cat's inner ears are sensitive to sudden drops in atmospheric pressure, which announce the arrival of a cloud assault. Technically,
because pressure changes would affect where the ear... So if they feel the hair moving in weird ways because of the interaction.
so can we. It's why our ears do the most and pop on a plane, but it's just that cat ears are that much more sensitive. And they can even smell rain and lightning coming. It's so OP that
Oh yeah, because you can smell the ozone from lightning. We can do that too, but it's usually a lot closer.
sailors used to use cats aboard ships as a four-legged forecast. Forecast.
Also, because if there was any rats, they would eat them, which is incredibly necessary.
No, yeah, forecast. Apparently, a cat with the zoomies means you could expect strong winds. A cat that sneezed was warning you of heavy rain. And apparently, if one licked their fur against a grain mid-sail, then you better make like God's golfing, because it's finna hail. Now, to be fair, a month surrounded by nothing but sea and seamen gives you a lot of time to just make stuff up.
I mean, can you imagine if you were just surrounded by seamen? You definitely make something up to get out of that.
Just how many sea monster stories was just a whale freeing his willy? But there might be some truth to the cat thing. Cats will often spend extra time licking themselves before a bad storm, since having damp fur helps with the static thing I told you about. So basically, if cats could talk, we'd see a lot of meteorologists on unemployment. And speaking of no job, cats really managed to finesse.
Can we all acknowledge it's not even if they would talk. If someone ever realizes just having a cat interpreter reading what the cat wants in front of a weatherboard, it would be the biggest weather program ever. If the Weather Channel weaponized cat weathermen, it would become the must-watch TV. No joke, completely serious there. And I'm not just saying that because cat videos are the thing, but it would be cat videos that actually give you information. Heck yeah.
Finesse their way into living in nearly 50 million homes in America rent-free. And one of the biggest reasons is because cats are the best manipulators nature has to offer.
Yes.
And if you think they aren't, you're probably a mark and you don't even know it. According to researchers at the University of Sussex, many cats will exploit their owners with a soliciting purr. It's more high frequency, triggers a sense of urgency in humans, and even someone resembles the cry of an infant, and we just have to assume that's intentional.
Oh yeah, no, and it's completely blatantly obvious when they do it, especially when they want food. Although sometimes when they want food, the way they show it is, get up, you need to be awake, time to jump on your face, who needs claws, you don't need eyelids. One of our cats, Triss, she always does this thing where she thinks if she's like late at night downstairs by the closet and she just does this really loud meow 3 times, we'll come running down to her. She's right, and we do, and sometimes we get snacks for ourselves because we're already there and we might drop something and she gets food out of it. So it works, damn it.
And in experiments, not only did humans have a faster response time when hearing that purr compared to a normal one, it even affected people that never owned cats. This distressed purr likely triggers a deep, innate nurturing response in humans, meaning you're literally hardwired to answer to it no matter what you were doing before.
Yep. Granted, our cats do that just when they're cuddling with my wife, and they do that a lot. They freaking love her.
So apparently cats understand psychology too. That's not even really a joke because adult cats almost never meow to each other, but kittens do it with their mothers for food and warmth, and we have to assume they just figured out it works on humans too. And
yeah, I think a lot of it is there's an infantilization going on, or it would be an infantilization with anyone else, but it's just we take the place of the parent in a lot of cases, and we're never really gone, and we're always huge by comparison, so it kind of works.
it's not just pet cats with this talent. Tigers have been known to imitate the sounds of their prey to lull them into a false sense of security. Tigers have reportedly mimicked sandbar deer and black bears. Bro, just
A tiger was imitating a bear to hunt a bear. Damn, nature, you scary.
listen to this.
Are you mooing because you want to be one with the cows? I don't think that's how you trick cows into coming over.
It worked.
And it's not just tigers. The South American
I'm being told there's a lot of corrections here. I would love to see the corrections because, again, more reason to watch Cat.
Margay will verbally cosplay as a baby monkey just to murk its parents like a Disney movie. And clearly the manipulation tactics were passed down. In fact, cats are so good at working people that they'd actually be great politicians, which is probably how Mayor Stubbs of Talkeetna, Alaska stayed in office for 20 years, even
I'm pretty sure there's actually other places that do this, and one with a dog as well.
surviving assassination attempts by dogs, BB guns, and a deep fryer. But there's another special
I'm sorry, though. What? A deep fryer? Okay. How? There are so many things wrong in everything he just said. Why is the cat near a deep fryer? Who lets the cat near a deep fryer? Why would they let the elected mayor jump into a deep fryer? I have so many things about what I just said that do not make sense. Ooh. And my wife's just going in the back room going, hey, kitty fall down. And AG Silver, you just logged into YouTube, figure out how to fix your PC, and you saw I was live and got distracted? Yeah, I do that. I am very distracting. Also, generally, try turning your PC on and off again. If that doesn't work, reset to when it did. If that doesn't work, maybe there's individual things wrong. Just make sure if you get a pop-up that says your PC is infected, click off of it, turn your computer off, reboot it, virus scan. Do not actually click on it or call anything ever.
Special ability cats have, and it could arguably be the most overpowered of all. Pretty privilege. It's how dolphins got Flipper, orcas got Free Willy. Meanwhile, the best movie deal shark management could get them was being typecast as Jaws. You see, there's this thing called baby schema. It basically means that humans have an intrinsic bias towards a certain set of facial features in people and animals, to the point where it just makes us want to protect them. And with their big head, wide eyes, and round forehead, cats literally remind us of babies. And even though it's a buff from nature, cats will 100% play into this by figuring out what combination of ear wiggling, whisker pointing, and eye narrowing gets the best response from people. Now add the fact that slow blinking with your cat can trigger oxytocin in both of you, the literal hormone that bonds a mother to her child, and you can see how cats were basically engineered to be irresistible. It's pretty privilege on every steroid possible.
I have the blep. Sorry, I'm getting the serotonin hit right now from all the freaking cute kitties, man. You like a little bit of the tongue sticking out. Yeah.
And it's wild because if any other animal had a reputation for cold indifference and global genocide, it'd be cause of pause, but because it's cat.
Honestly, the cold indifference is completely wrong. If you have cold indifference from a cat, it's because you fucked up. I only know that because we haven't fucked up our cats yet, and they absolutely go gaga over my wife. And bringing an animal to you like this is actually a sign of affection. It's giving food. I mean, for a solitary hunter, but a pack animal, because cats actually are a pack animal, they hunt single, but they then live communally. Giving food is actually a sign of affection.
Cats, we just let it slide. Cat cuteness virtually has us in a chokehold, and I said virtually for a reason.
I don't care who you are or what you believe, you can't tell me this isn't cute. What monster would say this is not cute?
It's said that 50% of all internet traffic is driven by cat content. That's 50% of all the stuff on the internet.
Considering what the internet is made of, and cats are a bigger proportion of a lot of it.
I want you to think about that during this ad. Matter of fact, and I'm willing to put money on it. For some of y'all, this ad's about to be cat related. Oh, you're back. Oh, by the way, was it cat related?
Probably.
I'm actually curious. But the thing that...
If I pause for long enough to say nothing, who will get a cat ad? 1 second, we'll try it right now. And that should be long enough for YouTube's auto insertion of an ad to pick it up and then insert an ad. So I am wondering who got an ad and who got a cat ad based on what I've been saying so far. If anyone says yes, I'm going to laugh my ass off right now. Ooh, in Evil Games, your cat used to bring dead birds to your mom. Honestly, the cat must have really loved your mom because that is a huge sign of affection. Good for them.
That almost always gets...
Also, so is play biting. Like biting where they nip you, but they don't chomp down. It's actually a form of affection, kind of like they're grooming. So it's something that they actually do on purpose. And apparently we see people got credit card ads. And Valerian doesn't get ads. Oh, that's too bad. Roblox ad. Oh, God. Glassrow, I am so sorry. That is not necessary. Oh, I am so sorry.
What's forgotten is that cats give back as much as they take, which leads to their next flex, healing powers.
What?
And not just for them. Science.
Oh, yeah, because purring is actually... somehow cats have a faster way to heal when they're vibrating in certain methods. I have no idea the science behind that in the slightest. I've just heard it. I have no idea if it's true either. Sounds cool, though.
Says having a cat living under your roof easily extends your subscription to life. Studies show that cat owners are 40% less likely to suffer a heart attack and have a 30% less chance of getting clapped by cardiovascular complications.
Considering how many times our dumbass cats have scared the hell out of us, I disagree with that intentionally. I mean, if you are in a farm or you're in a place where there's a lot of diseased animals that you need to get rid of, a cat will take care of that for you, so you'll survive there, but they'll give me a heart attack.
And since cardiovascular disease is one of the leading causes of preventable death today, cats are like a real-life one-up. Not to mention kids that grew up around cats have less of a chance of getting folded by allergies, especially if the exposure started in early infancy or even while they're still in the womb waiting.
Really? This one, I wonder, is one of his corrections, because that seems odd. Also, I've been with dogs my entire life and not cats, actually, now I think about it. So that's weird, and I have terrible allergies with everything.
And then there's the fact.
Oh, in hypergaze, cats purr when they're dying. Oh, that's the thing about cats. They have multiple reasons to purr. One is contentment. One is also for distress. Dying would be a version of distress. It puts them at ease, which makes it easier for them to heal because it like releases stress, making things work more normally. So if they're dying and they're purring, it's literally because they're distressed. There are differences to it, but it's the same reasoning. It's a relaxment mechanism.
That just petting a cat can nerf stress levels and blood pressure. But if you really want to get literal about it,
Oh,
cats
it's so
purr at a
cute.
frequency that's said to improve bone density, repair tendons, and promote healing. I never really fully understood it, but apparently cats purr at a frequency that transmits vibrations throughout the body. Vibrations that help increase blood flow to the affected area,
Blood
thereby
flow, that's
bringing
it.
more nutrients. It's also believed that those same vibrations can help with soft tissue injuries like sprains and strains.
So they literally have good vibrations. I wasn't expecting that reference, but let's go with it.
I know I said they live rent-free, but considering all they do to carry our health, again, I feel like we could let it slide.
Cute
It's
tiny
not just a
skinny.
buff to your health either. I vividly remember seeing a bunch of surveys that said that women on dating sites actually find men with cats more attractive. Something about seeming more nurturing or emotionally intelligent.
I can do a quick, oh, he is a kitty. Oh, he's a big old little floof ball. Ooh, an orange cat too. Wow. Big orange cat. One of the things about orange cats is they usually are the craziest of adult cats. So yeah. I mean, if I was going to do something right now, I'd have to quickly ask my wife to come here and say, hey, love, am I more attractive because we have cats? And she just goes, what, in the background? But if she came in here and answered the question because she was here right now, I would definitely appreciate it. I'm teasing my wife. She's doing her own thing. But also, if there was a cat right here, that'd be awesome.
On an unrelated note, I want y'all to meet my editor and content manager, Aslan.
Cute it is.
Say hi, Aslan. Say hi.
That is a very big cat. Like, unironically, that is a very big cat. Look at that thing. I wonder if it's part Maine Coon.
Oh, good boy.
I tried to find the articles online, but apparently there was a switch up, and now women find cat owners less attractive. So on another unrelated note, yeah, he isn't mine. I'm actually just cat sitting for a friend.
Hey, Dev Bay, one, thank you too. Why do you have to say good vibrations like that? Why would I ever say, you gotta love some good vibrations? Mostly because I can't remember the song where it came from. That actually bugs me.
Shout out to you, Yusuf. Yeah, but anyway, cat claw armor is so strong that it might just be able to save you from cancer. We've all heard the stories of feline physicians detecting it in people before anyone else could. Cats have a sense of smell about 14 times stronger than humans, with their 200 million.
Actually, what they're talking about right now is currently between dogs and cats. I think another animal that I cannot remember. It does actually lead into some animals being brought into patients as a form of pre-screening to see what people might have. I know cats were involved. I think dogs were involved. And I do not remember what else it was, because I know it was more than just those two.
Odor receptors to our pitiful, almost embarrassing 5 million. Tumors produce volatile organic compounds, and these
VOCs,
VOCs
really?
leave the body through sweat and breath. And there's a lot of respected researchers out there that will die on the hill that cats can sniff it out the same way dogs can.
For example, while we do have machines that do have very sensitive receptors to microparticles in the air, the average human has a better way to do that just with our own breathing. And then animals like cats and dogs are way more advanced. Oddly enough, it's the same machine that does an artificial tongue.
In 2018, rescue cat Mia climbed on owner Michelle Pearson's chest and wouldn't get off for anything, sniffing and pawing at, the right one, while also meowing and looking at her, as cats do. It wasn't until her husband checked for himself that he felt the telltale lump, and that's how the cat that was rescued from certain death ended up returning the favor and saving her owner from stage 2 breast cancer. And that's not even much of a reach, considering there's also stories of cats warning their diabetic owners of their potentially fatally low blood sugar. Either that, or cats can see the future and they'll choose to keep you in theirs if they like you enough. And even that's low-key valid, considering superpower number 7 is that cats have ultra instinct. Those whiskers can detect sudden changes in air currents to figure out the size, shape, and speed of nearby objects.
As someone who has accidentally stepped on their cat a few times, they like to sleep under the bed, but not entirely under it, so there's literally just like a bit of the tail sticking out. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't see shit, even if I'm looking, I can't see shit. It's happened. Granted, that's not involving the whiskers, so it doesn't count, but still. Ultra Instinct my ass.
It's like a whole radar system growing out of their face, and it's how a blindfolded cat is still hell on earth for any mouse in the area. Bro, I still don't think you're understanding just how much of a cheat whiskers are. Yeah. Cats can even use their whiskers to figure out what direction their prey is trying to dodge it in right before they pounce, allowing them to cut off any possible escape routes. Now to us, it's interesting and pretty cool, but to a mouse trying to make it home to his family, that's gotta be some bullshit. And
also, if you ever see someone who shaves their cat's whiskers, punch that dumbass, please. And that's not even a joke. People have done that because they think, oh, the whiskers are just hair. I can cut it. No! People are dumb, man.
Cats don't just have them on their face. They have whiskers all over. And you can't even play dead with the cat since they have carpal whiskers that allow them to tell if their prey is playing or, actually past tense. And honestly, this might be the most broken ability cats have. It's basically impossible to catch a cat slipping. They don't have to hear you. They don't even have to smell you. All it takes is the smallest change in air currents to dry snitch on you. But as predators, cats are the ones that do the sneaking, which only makes their next ability even more of a jihad for their prey. Superpower number 8. Cats are athletic freaks of nature.
Yes.
No, seriously, cats are the most athletic group of animals on Earth, and I'm gonna stand on that.
Good damn.
On speed, cheetahs can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and can peak out at over 70 miles per hour. A cheetah on a Sunday morning jog can still get pulled over on the turnpike. Ain't that crazy? Want to see some long jumping? Cougars can clear 45 feet horizontally on an off day.
Okay, 1, I paused at a weird time. 2, I did not know cougars could do that. That is terrifying.
You want to see a cat get high minus the catnip? The serval jumps so high that their meal prep literally involves pimp slapping birds right out of the air. And for powerlifting, here jumps so high that their meal prep literally involves pimp slapping birds right out of the air. And for powerlifting, here we
Okay. Goddamn. Yeah, broken.
have a literal deadlift by a leopard using only its teeth. Yes, that is a rhino. Yes, that is a giraffe.
That's a oh god, that is a baby rhino.
Literal deadlift by a leopard using only its teeth. Yes, that is a rhino. Yes, that is a giraffe. And speaking of leopards, they're also gymnasts on steroids that turn trees into jungle gyms. And if you think you're safe from the smoke and water, keep in mind that the caiman is part of one of the most successful group of predators in history. And all it took was an aquatic equalizer in the form of a cat to wreck their entire game plan. Not to mention jaguars have been seen swimming clear across the Panama Canal. Yeah, that one. Also, they have a hydraulic.
To give an understanding of just how terrifying that is, the Panama Canal has really controlled waterways where they're very busy, which means they're not just competing, they're competing against ships in there, and an exchange of water that is intentionally being regulated between two vastly different bodies. So that's a lot of current. That's actually kind of terrifying, man.
Hydraulic press for a jog. God help you if you get caught in it. And all I need to say about tigers is that this is an Indian gar, and even this walking Red Bull logo can get choked out by a 5.
Wait, what was that there? No joke. No joke. This is what the logo is based on. More you know. Oh, I was actually completely unaware of that.
Can get choked out by a 500-pound striped Giggle Garfield. And I don't even need to say anything about lions. Those triceps speak for themselves. Cats are nature's population control, and there isn't anywhere on Earth outside of the Devil's Ice Rink that doesn't.
Oh shit! There was a cat there. I talk about good blending. I did not see it.
Some kind of cat running it. Even the travel size ones are a menace. The deadliest.
I know about this one. It eats so much for its size, but they're so cute. That's also full grown, not a kitten.
Cat in the world is the African black-footed cat, and because of their metabolism, not only can they catch up to 15 bodies a night, they also have a hunting success rate of 60%. Not even lions, tigers, and leopards can touch that. There's a reason why domestic cats put billions of animals on shirts a year, and sometimes they turn entire species into history lessons. And unlike their wild cousins, a lot of times with domestic cats, they do it just for fun. Yeah, you think it's cute, but it's bloodlust. And if you're a mouse, an op with whiskers is like Thanos. They do be inevitable. Especially when you factor superpower number 9. Cats can teleport. I'm dead serious. Cats do this thing where they just spawn wherever the plot needs them the most. Yoink. As solitary.
I want to see that again. He won the prize and got a cat. What?
Cats do this thing where they just spawn wherever the
there was a cat in there.
The most. As solitary hunters, cats can cover insane amounts of distance in times that really make no sense. Take mountain lions, for example. Young male cougars will often travel hundreds of miles away from their mother's territory to find their own.
Hundreds?
In 2009, a tagged cougar took a walk that took him from Black Hills, South Dakota, all the way to Greenwich, Connecticut. Basically, he hiked from Mount Rushmore to 30 miles from Manhattan. And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 managed to walk 800 miles.
I'm sorry, I need to go back. He went from where to where?
And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 took him from Black Hills, South Dakota, all the way to Greenwich, Connecticut. Basically, he hiked from
North Dakota to Connecticut. I live this area, considering it covered most of the country. That counts for everyone in this country almost. I knew they were everywhere. I didn't realize the general individual species range was yes. It's actually more surprising that I haven't seen them. Although considering how well that last one was hit, it's probably more surprising that I didn't realize they were there or that more people aren't eaten by them at this point.
From Mount Rushmore to 30 miles from Manhattan. And it's not just cougars that go cross-country. A tiger named T1 managed to walk 800 miles across India in only a few months, fueled by nothing but the power of horny. And of course, there's a story of El Jefe, a jaguar that randomly showed up in Arizona just outside Tucson. I could really keep going. From June 2017 to July 2018, a young lynx trekked from a wildlife refuge in Alaska all the way into the heart of the Yukon. A trip that totaled 2,174 miles.
Damn. I have nothing to say. That's just impressive.
His name was Hobo, by the way. Can't even make that up. But the best story of teleporting cats was Clementine Jones. She was a cat in New York whose family left her behind because they were moving and they figured the trip would be too hard on a pregnant cat. Oh, little did they know. Clementine spent a couple of months with her kittens and then one day just headed out and popped up at her old family's home 1,600 miles away in Denver. And it's not even like the family got tricked by a dupe. Clementine was born with an extra toe and had a burn mark on her shoulder. There was no mistaking her. There's only one cat power that's arguably more impressive, and you saw it coming as soon.
Okay, one. They had a cat who was pregnant, and they abandoned them. I'm actually disappointed. The cat went back to those idiots.
As soon as you clicked on this video. Superpower number 10, mind control. And it's all because of a little parasite called, you know the name, Toxoplasma gondii. It all
Okay, I've heard of this one. Apparently it makes cat urine and excrement smell good to animals. So they go to where the cat has already been, because if the cat's been there, they might hunt there. So they actually track prey based on it. So if cat shit smells good to you, if cat piss smells good to you, you're infected.
starts when this parasite enters a cat because they literally only reproduce in their bowels and their eggs don't get past until the cat has a movement, usually in a litter box. Now here's the problem. The Toxoplasma gondii needs to find a way back into the cat in order to hit restart on its life cycle, and the best way to do that is by setting up shop inside one of the animals on its grocery list. The only issue is no mouse that values its life is going anywhere near a death sentence with toe beans to make it happen.
Yep.
So the parasite, which by the way basically uses the mouse as a layover, they begin to rewire its brain in order to remove the fear of cats. And I don't even know how, but infected mice can even start fiending for cat pee. With more irrational confidence than a father of four in an Instagram model's comments, it's easier for the mouse to get body bagged by its #1 op, thus repeating this vicious mouse murking cycle. And of course we now believe that when this same parasite invades us, they do the same thing they would to a mouse. Which is why popular opinion is that the Toxoplasma...
Dear God. I know for a fact I'm not infected with this because I literally have to use a gas mask every time I try and clean the cat litter box. Also, gas mask, super effective. It's the only reason I haven't thrown up, because I cannot stand the smell. It legitimately makes me nauseous. Also, with my allergies, it legitimately also makes me stop breathing. So there's also the problem of that as well.
Parasite causes an unreasonable attraction to cats. And it's possible that this factory reset of our personality is due to the parasite making enzymes that control dopamine. And it's not just humans that can get infected.
Dopamine? Oh, that's different than what I heard. Martin, what kind of gas mask? The same one I use for resin 3D printing, so it's both particulate matter and oil-based components, so a lot of VOCs are included. It has both filtering and charcoal. It's actually pretty big. Because, yeah, Casper, like a Krieg gas mask, if you have the one with the filter on either side, yeah, essentially like that. It's probably the same inspiration. I would have said they're expensive, except I found the exact same model on Amazon for $10.
Turns out afflicted hyena cubs end up bolder in the face of lions, which is a great way for them to get invited to a meet and greet with Mufasa. It's not 100% proven that the parasite's responsible for all the cat people in the world, but hear me out. There's proof that this parasite was present in ancient Egyptian mummies, and these were the people
I would have sworn it wasn't serotonin or dopamine, but it was actually just an attraction, maybe getting it based on the feces.
that straight up worship them. Not to mention up to a third of all people alive right now have it, and most have no idea. And that's why I say cats have the wildest plot armor I've ever seen. Because real talk, only cats could spin a parasitic infection into a way of living rent-free. Trust me, I would know.
He has another cat. Oh my god. Oh, it'd be really crazy if my wife happened to bring in one of the cats right now. That'd be really crazy if that happened.
Isn't that right, Maple?
And that's why cats are the most broken animals in nature. With cats being nature's cutest form of
Oh, they're kneading. Oh. That's freaking adorable.
population control. I talk about them a lot in my book. Hold on. Sorry, girl. Okay. With cats being nature's cutest form of population control, I talk about them a lot in my book, 100 Animals That Can, redacted, Kill You. Link in the description if you want to see for yourself. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother, hug a cat. It might just save your life. And if he allows it, I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Oh, you're such a good boy.
Oh my god, before any of y'all judge me, this is the only voice he responds to.
You're such a good boy.
Out.
Okay,
Little orange affirmation merchant. I still love him though.
okay. You can go now.
There you go. I love that guy.
Freaking cute, man. Kitty! Voidal, am I sure not infected? Yeah, because I can't stand the scent of it, which I'm pretty sure the dopamine, like the actual enjoying of the smell, is what drew a lot of animals to them. Although maybe I'm wrong. It's entirely possible I misread it or is looking at outdated information. I don't know. Seriously though, cats, man. Some of this I knew, but a lot of it I had no idea of. And then the freaking amount of travel cats, the big cat species would do. No concept of it. Although it's not even the big cat species, considering they just talked about the cat that traveled thousands of miles and was just a house cat. Still have no idea how they would find them, but just, sure, why not? And Quantum, urine smells like maple syrup to you? It does not smell like that to me. That might be the infection. Either that or your cats have a very weird diet, or they might have diabetes, which is also a thing where sometimes your urine tastes sweeter. So you actually might want to get any cats that smells like that in general. If it's one cat or all cats, if it's all of them, maybe you. If it's specific cats, they might have diabetes because that actually would express itself by increased sugar amounts that are noticeable in urine. So maybe that's the thing to look into. I can't say for sure because I've never made a point to sniff cat urine because it literally makes me not breathe because of my allergies. That would be a problem. Hey, Whackbull, what's up? One, awesome name. Two, been watching for years, first time catching you live for cat videos? Yeah. Works. That works. Basically, if you guys haven't already, there's a link below to the original video. Hit it up. Casual Geographic is freaking amazing, man. I don't know why I didn't check out his videos sooner. This is cool. It's real life things, and even though I know there's going to be corrections based on this one later, and I want to watch that, but I'm glad I saw the incorrect version first, so I can see what it would be like when it's fully corrected later. Check this guy out. You're probably already subscribed. If you haven't already, do that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.